Good morning. It is Saturday and we are loaded up and we'll be on the way to Santa Pod very soon. Third take of this. Really getting used to all this YouTube stuff and using a phone and all that sort of stuff. But hey, here we are. So what am I going to bring to this video? Like I said in the previous video, we signed on for the Sports Compact Shootout Santa Pod at the Fast Show. On the way down today, I'm going to sign on for the Saturday night special, which is 20 quid, which hopefully will get me one, maybe two runs just to get in and settle the car, give the shifter a bit of a feel, and see sort of how we're getting on, you know, how it works, change the settings. Got a bit of a delay, I think, potentially on the shifter, so we've got to set the rev counter / shift light to where I want it to be, so it will hopefully shift to the right point. And then Sunday we get 3 qualifiers and 1 eliminations. So bare minimum I'll get 4 runs in on Sunday, all being well, as long as the car plays ball. Yeah, I'm going to take you along for the journey, all being well. We'll see how this goes. I'll try and do some in-car footage, and I'll see what other footage we can get from over the weekend, whoever manages to capture it. Wayne is coming down on Sunday morning, aka 1320 Metro, so he'll be there to crew for me, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Expectations of the weekend. As people know, I'm a very optimistic guy, should we say, with the old racing, because the car's been bit so many times. So I don't go to sort of say, oh, I'm going to beat this person or beat that person. I like the banter, but I'm not really there for that sort of thing. I'm just there to see what happens. I can't give any guarantees at all. If there was one objective, would be to get back into the 9s and make sure that I'm in the 9s consistently with the new shifter. I don't know if it's going to work, if it's not going to work. I haven't got to use it. We can use the fuel tech to control the gear changes with the settings that are already in the box. Hopefully shouldn't be doing anything dramatically like it was last year with regards to upshift and all that sort of stuff. Obviously we've got the new turbo, so that's going to take some getting used to potentially. The map, as I said in the last video, was done on the 40 turbo, so it's only a couple of mil smaller, but we'll see. Again, Fuel Tech, big shout out. Their closed loop corrections that they have on their ECUs is fantastic. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Happy days. I'll spin you around quickly. So car is all loaded up. Got the old Vivaro tow rig. Happy days. I've got to do a bit of a pit stop at the Mothers to pick up my gazebo and my generator. But yeah, I gave the windscreen a bit of a polish. Whoa, look at that. And a bit of a really quick detail around the engine bay. When I say detail, I mean trying to paint stuff where the paint's come off and the overspray goes everywhere, and then literally just blasting WD-40 everywhere, so it looks a little bit more shiny. But yeah, like I say, I will take you on this journey, and yeah, let's go to Santa Pod. Just thought I'd show you the old rig. So I've been doing a bit of work recently, only a little bit, and it is ropey. The lino's a bit crap there, and I did make a boo-boo as well on the lino, but my bag's covering that, so we won't worry about it too much. Yeah, so looking forward to hopefully a good night's sleep. So we are at Santa Pod, in with the Sports Compact pits. Got Emma Goddard, Street Racers, Amir over there, Danny Hyman, Dale Ryan, Dean Hindman, Alan Kenyon, and some of the other Ford boys. Grant Moore's up there with the Pigeon, Big Man Ting is here as well, Calvin Skerritt up there, Carl Monk's just about. So car is all ready, good to go, and we are due to have a walk up and sign on about 4:30ish, something like that, for the 5 till 8 session. And yeah, first pass I'm going to not launch it like I said, try and get through the gears, and then we'll be checking the data, and then obviously on the second run we'll see if we can give it a bit of a launch and test these new billet cups we got in the gearbox, and go from there. Yeah, watch your space. So, first run done. We did, it was all over the place, wheels wobbling, this going at it, everything. EGTs were low on number 6, so belled all the wiring out, checked all the spark plugs, nothing's really solved anything. I'm like, I don't really understand what's going on. As I was belling the wiring out, I realised the pipes come off the back of the ECU for the map sensor. Started it back up once I plugged it back in, and yeah, it feels a lot better. So I'm going to have a quick check over the car, and then go and get in line again and try again. Happy days. So this is the log from the second run. It seemed to pick up a little bit and then started playing up again. And what you can see here is basically the video that I just played. Green is TPS, me trying to feather the throttle a little bit because I don't want to just go mad off the line. And then eventually I got to full throttle and the boost went, yes, we'll have some of that. And we got up to, where are we? 31.34 psi on the boost. Now, considering that we only thought it was going to make 16 psi on wastegate, on the, well, what we class as a wastegate, like the duty that we got in it for this run, and also injectors 106%. So yeah, I don't think we're going to go far on these injectors. But long story short, like I say, it seemed to come on boost hard, as you can see by the ramp there, and got up to 28. For some reason it goes off there when it hits 30, 31, 31.49. But then what you'll notice is the boost just goes bop, 0.14. Now, again, what's happened is that bloody pipe's come off the back of the ECU, and I hadn't clocked it. So yeah, that's another fix I'm trying to do. I've cut the pipe down a little bit, and gonna try and cable tie it as best as possible tomorrow. One little win is, looking back at said 31 psi boost, the back pressure is 27, so I'm 4 psi to the good. So one little win for today's absolute waste of a session. Yeah, so what I did after this was basically, I thought it was me with the shifter and everything going on. So what I did was I put the car into automatic mode or drive mode and went to have another run. And I'll put that video up now. So, that's the end of day one, Saturday night special. 3 runs, 20 quid. The lanes were really, really empty for what it was. Yeah, absolute farce, to be honest. Like, it's mental when you come off the die and you think, yeah, everything's all right. Obviously, I've changed a turbo, I know that, but I wasn't expecting what I had. Obviously, I've got the new shifter. I was going to try all that out, etc., etc. But ayo, yeah, pretty much from what I can gather, all my problems have been because that pipe keeps coming off. So I've had a quick play with it, and hopefully that'll be okay for tomorrow. Throw that in with trying to work out the shifter, and the turbo. I'll say turbo, the car making nearly 32 psi, which is sort of uncharted ground for me. It's been a bit of a whirlwind few hours. I'm trying to chill out a bit now, so go again in the morning. So plan of action for tomorrow is, first of all, forget the whole shifter setup. We're going to go back to full manual mode. When I say manual mode, that's like automatic mode, and make sure that the engine is okay and all that sort of stuff. I haven't decided yet, first thing, if I'm gonna launch it or not launch it. Ultimately, it's 3 qualifiers and 1 eliminations in the morning. Majority of people are in the 9s and 10s, so me spitting and farting up the track is not going to it's not going to go down well. Yeah, so I've got to get in the field, so I get 4 runs tomorrow. Wayne's coming down in the morning with some more fuel because it's tended to burn a lot of fuel. And yeah, looking at the logs, it's just been crazy how I've not spotted it. So first run, it went out, and I think got halfway up the track and the pipe come off. Now, I've never had a problem with this pipe before, so I'm not really sure how this has happened. So Messed about a little bit, checked a few things. Gordon Street Racers, thanks again. Had a look over the map for me. Nothing too dramatic. All the corrections seemed okay. Yeah, I did a bit of wiring checks, and then doing the wiring checks is when I noticed that the map sensor is built in the ECU, so the pipe would come off the back of the ECU. Plug it back in, buzzing, sound. Started revving lovely, all EGTs back to normal, blah blah blah. Went out for the second run. As I've just explained, it come on to boost hard. As it come on to boost, I don't know if it popped the pipe off, it pulled the pipe off, I don't know. So that's that. Got a bit excited, thought, okay, it's just something to do with the gearbox. It's the shifter. I'm trying to do the shifter and it's not working. So pretty much hot lapped and went again for the third run. And as I hadn't noticed again that pipe had came off. So the third run was just a waste of time anyway. And like I said, if you've looked at the videos, you can see the lambda reading. On idle, it was like 0.7, trying to correct itself. And it's normally like, what, 0.9, 0.95-ish. So, yeah, and then driving up the track, I think at one point I saw 2, or lambda 2, should we say, which is obviously incredibly lean, but that was at minus 0.18 boost, so it's on vacuum, so hopefully it's done no damage or anything. Seems all right. So yeah, so like I say, plan for tomorrow, forget the shifter. I've took all the boost out of it, so I'm on zero duty on the wastegate. Should make about 20 psi, I would expect, maybe a little bit less, to be confirmed. And the box will be in full auto mode, and I've set the shift points in the FuelTech ECU. So please, fingers crossed for me for the morning, because I've had a rough day or rough evening tonight. I've just had a burger and a bit of bacon, and I've had one can. It's now 20 past. I say can, there's me with a little, I can't know if I can show this on YouTube, I don't know. I've cider, I'm thirsty, I'm tired, and yeah, tomorrow is another day. Wish me luck. Thank you. Peace. Warming up for day 2. Let's go. So, I'm doing this video backwards a little bit, but bear with me. So, I've just shared the video of warming the car up on day 2. As mentioned, it was the sports compact shootout at the Fast Show at Santa Pod, and to put the gearbox into launch mode, you have to get it warm, usually around 30 degrees. So that was what I was doing in that video. However, when I got the car up on axle stands, what I usually do is go for a quick drive around the pits and then come back and go through the gears when it's stationary on axle stands. Went through the gears and I got to 4th and 5th, just clicking on the shifter, and I had a noise. Now it's really hard to explain this noise. It's like something seizing and being tight to turn, like quite a high pitched sort of metally noise, and that same noise I heard on the track in the previous sessions, where it was playing up with the bloody pipes coming off and all that sort of stuff, but I thought it was all sort of combined with that. So slightly worrying, and I'm glad that there was a couple of people standing around me when I was going through the gears. One of them, George Baker, and obviously Wayne came down as well, and they heard the noise as well. And yeah, at the time it's like, what do I do? I can't see any physical leaks, anything like that. So yeah, send it, see what happens. So went out for qualifier 1. I'll put the video up now. As I said before, we've put the shifter to one side. Going to try and do a slightly better burnout and get the tyres warm, because I feel like that's dropped massively with my sort of racecraft. And yeah, let it go with a decent launch or a half decent launch, and see what happens.
Scott Lurie goes through with a 10, 28,
That'll do.
50 miles.
So qualified, I think it was 9th, going up against George Baker. I think he finished. I think he was 8th. I'd have to have a look. I'll put the picture up now. But unfortunately, George is broke and he can't fix it, so I've got a buy run. Plan is I need the track time either way, so it's having a full send again. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Scott Lurie should have been facing George Baker. Obviously, George Baker had a bit of a stop after a launch earlier, so I'm assuming that may have been something more serious with the gearbox. Okay, right, 168, 60 foot. Good looking run for Scott. 121 at the 8th, takes you through to the top with a 998, 121. Mr. Lurie is back in the 9s. Happy day.
So this run, I was quite chuffed with it. I didn't actually know that I'd ran a 9 over the weekend, and when Wayne told me, I was buzzing because it didn't feel like a 9. And what makes me smile even more is that the fact that I lifted off so early, really, really early into the run, and I ran a 9.9 at 121 mile an hour. Talking to a few people without working out quick maths, I think that was on for a mid-9, so that could have been a PB run. But hey-ho, it's always the way, but there's always another day. So this is the log from the final pass where the gearbox decided it didn't want to work very well. There's several things going on this log. First thing we could look at really is it short shifted in second. Still need to look into why that's happening, and ultimately I'm just looking at the point where I came off the throttle, which is the red line here. So I haven't put the incrementals in from the run yet, but the way I usually do it is I'll look at the two-step, whether it's on or off, and that's sort of that's my sort of give or take my start point, really, really loosely, without putting the data in. So what I'll focus on pretty much is the time and what could have been from this run. So we'll say there 0.04 seconds, which you can see up this corner, is the point where pretty much the run started, give or take. And then I think, can I get on the safety? I think that came in after. Did it 7.82 seconds? So look at there. Yeah, so actually it hit the EGT cut because we were banging the limiter, which you can sort of see. Actually, 2 seconds. Let me just get this up. As you can tell, I'm very much amateurish with this. And where is it? I'm just going to type this in. I'm trying to hold the camera. Yeah. So, yeah, this here is rev limiter. So at that point, you can see we're really, really bashing the limiter here. Yeah, 7.2, and then 7.2 seconds, and then what at 7.82 is the point where we get the high EGT. This happened pretty much because it was not changing gear. It would not go into fifth gear. It does show here once the throttle came off and the RPM dropped, it did actually change into fifth gear according to the log. I'm pretty sure if you look back at the video, you can see it as well, but it would not go in as you've just seen on the in-car video. So yeah, we've got a problem here, something to look into. Boost wise, back pressure wise, I think as I've said in the videos there. So let's have a look at the point we're on sort of full chat. So we're at what, 33 psi. Everyone's probably going, what is going on there? So the one underneath, the duty cycle, bosh, yeah, let me just zoom that in, 143%. So at the moment I'm just playing with duty cycle to see what boost it can make. Ultimately there's a massive red flag there to say my injectors aren't big enough, which I pretty much knew anyway, at this kind of boost level. I don't know what power it makes. I mean, 33 psi on a G45 turbo, yeah, it should be making some sauce. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to either get some bigger injectors or turn it down. At the minute, the problem is because I run C85 and it has MTBE in, not all injectors are compatible with it, unless I'm going to go and spend $2,000 on injectors, which I haven't got at the moment. So there's a good chance I'm going to have to turn that boost down a little bit, to bring that back in. I think it was 145. It wasn't a spike as such. Yeah, it's pretty much just going back over here. yeah, get down to 25 psi, and we're down to 86% duty, up to 30 at 100. So it's pretty much what we saw on the dyno. You're around 20, say between 25 and 29 psi, but we're okay for injectors. Any more than that and it doesn't want to play, so I'll more than likely just turn it down a little bit to keep the car in one piece until I can afford some new injectors. I mean, again, at that, the injector duty is going up, but if you're looking at the EGTs aren't too bad. In the 700s, it's only when I really start getting into this limiter bashing situation that they start to climb. So yeah, bottom line, ideally need some new injectors. Gearbox wouldn't go into 5th, and the big win, as I've said a couple of times in this video, is back pressure 33 psi, 26 psi. Happy days. I've lost the fucking gear. I think we got problems, boys. It's just drove on the trailer. It'll go into first, it won't go into reverse, there's just nothing there, and no second when it was up on axle stands. So yeah, box out. Great success. So that's where we're at with the gearbox. I'm going to start stripping it very soon. I'm hoping that it's just done or stripped the gears or whatever on number 5 or gear 5. And yeah, I've got another box lined up that I'm going to try that's supposed to have a good gear set in, and try a new mechatronics. I've had issues pretty much since day one with the DSG conversion, with it not giving me ignition cut on gear change, so it's having full load, and potentially that's what's hurt the gearbox. So I'm hoping that's what it is. I'm quite looking forward to stripping the box and learning a little bit. Don't want to be doing it, I'd rather not be, I'd rather be preparing for the next event, but here we are. So yeah, I will get on with that, and obviously I'm going to have to swap the diff over, and it's the first time I've ever opened a DQ 250 box, so I'm going to watch some videos and I will, like I say, do some learning. So car's back in the garage. I'm going to do some investigation work tonight. I'll probably take the filter out first and have a look at that, and then I'll drain the oil and see what the oil's like. I've got the number 2 Yum Yum Racing Junior mechanic on the job.
Yeah, Yum Yum Racing!
And we're going to crack on and see what happens. Maybe the box will be out. Maybe it won't. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.